Hey guys, Double here. And last time we were told that we're gonna have to fight their boss. Oh no, the boss wouldn't be happy about us. Except I don't see the boss anywhere. So I could have sworn she was down there, but whatever. Anyway, like I was gonna talk about, let's just get Shroomish out here. This Teddiurse is already purified. But as I said I would talk about, okay, I know you don't fight her outside. Sony's E3 conference. I kinda liked it. It was okay for me. Like, I didn't really hate it. Oh, this is where you need to go. I didn't hate it, but it was just kind of boring. Like, most of the stuff there they showed off was kind of stuff that even I was expecting. So, Krane's here trying to convince Naps that it's bad. To purify shadow Pokemon. Oh, I took her Teddiurse. Oh, boo-hoo. Well, you're not gonna get to battle it, it's on the PC. Oh, Shadow Murkrow? I don't think so. But even I was sadly expecting all this stuff. Sly 4 is the only thing that I might actually get that's there. They showed off. Dang it. Don't really remember a lot of the stuff they actually showed off. Oh, what? I forgot. Just say, oh, wah. I forgot. Yeah, I'm 2 now. PlayStation Vita. They're trying to act like it's all new, but there's nothing in it that the 3DS or the iPod Touch don't already have. Let's switch to ball toy, actually. Like, there's nothing in it that I've seen so far. And as people are saying, it's pretty much get a PS3 with a 3DS, an iPod Touch, put it in the blender, and this is what you got. Oh, and you have to take out the 3D. Which, who wants to bet there'll be an add-on for it within the next 3 years that will make it 3D. I'm just kidding. We all know Sony would do that. Ah! No, Shroomy! But as I was watching K-Wing's E3, not A3, reactions video, mostly on Wii U. And I agree with him saying that Sony's pretty much the bullies of the video game company now. Because Jack Tretton, I believe his name is, the head of Sony Computer Entertainment, just always insults Nintendo. Last generation with the Wii and 3DS, he was calling them like babies' toys and stuff. Wonder why he's reacting now that the Wii is more powerful than his system. Okay guys, our next controller needs to look like a normal controller. Pretty much the DualShock controller. And then we'll release an add-on that has a touchscreen on it. It needs to look pretty much like... What could it look like? I got it! Make it look like the DualShock, or make it look like the Wii's tablet with a ball on it. Nintendo won't be expecting that. I'm sure that's what goes on in Sony's okay, if that actually goes on in Sony's meetings. And then there's also this funny comic that said Nintendo pulls the ultimate joke or something. Basically it shows Nintendo at E3 2006. I don't care if his feels in a fever pitch. I don't care about him or his emotions or his feelings. But it shows what's it? It shows Miyamoto showing off the Wii Remote in E3 2006, I think it is. And he's like, this is the future of gaming, motion control. And then it shows a Microsoft guy in the background. And he's like, Then E3 2010, it says 11, but it should be 2010. Comes around and the guy's now wearing a Kinect shirt and is dancing around on stage looking like an idiot. It says, this is the future of motion control gaming. You can play games with your body. And then it shows E3 2011 and Nintendo, and Wada's there with the Forever Alone face. And he's like, just kidding, this is actually the first... No, we changed our minds. This is actually the future of gaming, and holds up the tablet, and then the Kinect guy is sort of still dancing like an idiot, but no one's watching it anymore. Ah, good times, good times. But seriously, people are saying the Wii sucked. Obviously, Microsoft and Sony felt it as a threat to have to copy it in many ways, since name 4 hardcore games on either of them. Go ahead, do it. Not on both combined, either of them. Let's see, there's SOCOM 4 on PlayStation. No, I can't think of any more. Then Kinect, there's a whole bunch coming out. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 right now. Hi, person. Yay, Krane joined the party. So can I be like, go Krane! Use Shadow Attack. And yeah, now I need to get back to the PlayStation Vita and their conference and stuff. Like, as people were saying, it's just 1 letter off of Vista, which we all know how badly Vista failed, don't we? And she's pretty much like Mars, Jupiter, or Saturn. I'd say she's probably more like Saturn. No, that's someone else. Probably more like Mars or Jupiter. But anyway, the PlayStation Vita, there's a special version and the regular Wi-Fi version or something. Oh, I didn't even see what I said yes to. We get a shadow Pokemon here, by the way. Not one. That was just... it's just the Vita. It just doesn't really make sense to me. I've never really liked Sony for handhelds. I never have, and probably never will. Since Nintendo's just always a step ahead of them. And like K-Wing said, I kind of wish we went back to how it was in the 80s with Sega and Nintendo. They had their own technology. They weren't copying each other. They had their own. Sega and Nintendo both kept trying to keep that up. Sega, unfortunately, because it released like 1 million consoles, went out of business. Like, let's look at this. they aren't all technically consoles, but the Sega Master System, I'm not sure if it had any add-ons or not. Then the Sega Genesis, 16-bit, ahead of its time. Obviously, people are gonna copy that, but this isn't shadowing. Then look how small Ellie is here. Then the Sega Genesis, with the Sega CD, Sega Master 32X. Then the what was the 60? Saturn. This is the shadow. Yeah, I think it's the Sega Saturn. I think it has mounts, I don't know. Then the Dreamcast had a cool controller, but there was the Sega Neptune or something in between the Genesis and Saturn planned, but scrapped. It was supposed to be a 32X by itself. So, just all these consoles, then Nintendo. And I'm doing home consoles on portables here as well, guys. Nintendo, they have the NES, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, Wii, now they have the Wii U, which I already talked about my opinion of the name, and we're still supposed to talk about that. Couldn't fit in last time's episode. But, yeah, it would be kind of cool to see Sega come in, and they did pretty much make the screen on the controller. Apparently Nintendo was trying to do this on the GameCube, but there was no proof or something. And, to be honest, the touchscreen would have sucked on the GameCube. It would have been like, probably the size of the Dreamcast. Oh crap, kill it. Which was just a little LCD touchscreen. Actually, I don't even know if it was a touchscreen. It was just sort of a screen on the controller. Quick attack. Let's get rid of standard attack for that. So I'm glad they waited for the technology to get there. And yeah, so I really did. But I don't really like Sony's portables, as I've said. They're just pretty much trying to take advantage of Nintendo, and I do partially agree with what someone said, I forget who. Shiny thing on ground. Why is it whenever that guy runs away, he always leaves shiny things on the ground? But Nintendo is always best at portables, which I kind of agree at. I don't want them to stop with consoles, but their portables seem to always be way better than the console. So maybe they should try and maybe that's where they sort of made it a little portable, the Wii U, because you can like play on the screen itself. Which before I end this episode, because I'm not going to the Purify Chamber unless it's okay, good, unless I'm warped there. But before I end this episode, I'm just it's right here. Who cares? But there's rumors going around that you're only going to be able to use one of the Wii U controllers, and then the rest will have to be Wii remotes and stuff, which I'm really hating. Like, they say it's going to be really expensive to be able to buy a controller, but I'm sure people would buy them for $100. If that's what they mean by expensive, because they would get their money back. Think about this, they'd probably get their money back for how much they spent on the controller, developing it and stuff, they'd probably get their money back if they just charged, like, say, $50 for it. And then they'd probably start making a little more, too. So anyway, guys, that's about it for today. Yeah, I will see you guys next time.